Good morning, viewers. Mike here. Today we're continuing work on the carriage stop. If you remember, the last time I had laid out the shape on the block and sawed off the excess material, and here I'm putting it in the vise to begin to mill the shape. What I'm doing is I'm using a parallel to set this up. I could use anything that's a good straight surface. If you see here this parallel, what I've done is I've just used it to split the line. I'm using a turbo mill to rough this out with. There's a lot of material to remove on this next step, and I'm taking about 400 thousandths at a pass. In most cases when I'm machining, what I like to do is take multiple heavy passes, then one intermediate and one 10 thousandths pass for cleanup. Just a word of caution when you're taking heavy roughing cuts, uh, leave extra material for finish because depending on the condition of your collets and the sharpness of the cutter and how much pressure you're putting on it, or I should say the feed rate, uh, these cutters are prone to pull down, and they literally are pulling themselves out of the collet. With experience, you can kind of feel when that's happening, but you've probably seen it in mill tables and so forth, where you have kind of somebody has accidentally cut into it, and it starts out shallow and it gets deeper and deeper, and that's exactly how that happens. And here I'm using a center drill to relieve the corner. Now we're working on the clamp portion of this carriage stop, and we begin by making the top and bottom parallel and bringing it to dimension. And we're using the same square procedure. Here we're milling our first edge. And we turn it in the vise. We use our square, and we machine the second edge square to the first edge. So when this edge is completed, we will have the top and bottom and two edges square to each other, and then we'll put it in the vise on parallels and machine the final two sides to dimension. And now I'm laying out the profile on this clamp block. I use my scale to set my square a lot when I'm doing accurate layouts. It's much more efficient than going to the granite plate and using a micro height gauge type device. You've probably noticed that I tilt my workpiece in the vise to machine my angles wherever I possibly can, um, rather than tilt the head on the mill. Tilting the mill head is just a terrible time consumer. Now I machine the step in this clamp block, and that'll complete the last of the milling on this. This will be a 5/16 18 tapped hole for the clamp mechanism. Well, we'll end this one right here. I want to thank everyone for watching, and a warm welcome to my new subscribers. And part 4 is coming up next. That'll be the final. So till then, we'll catch you later.